This is the Xavier's Voice.
This is the Xavier's Voice.
This is the Xavier's Voice.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome back to Xavier Voice Podcast. Okay. Yay! And we have some audience in the studio as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is very exciting, everyone. This is the very first video podcast of Xavier Learning Community. And as you can see, we have a special guest today. I have my co-host. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Kai. Okay.
My name is Fina.
Yeah. And today's special guest.
I'm Sean. It's great to be here.
Yeah. Could you please introduce yourself a bit more?
Sure. So I'm Sean Garrity. I'm from Sydney, Australia. So over here with the Cardonair project as a volunteer for 2 months only. So it's a short stay, but yeah, over here teaching English and a few other things as well. And just getting involved in the wonderful community that's here at XLC and making the most of it. So
Let's go.
Wow. Okay. Is this your first time in Thailand, Sean?
it is not actually. I was in Thailand earlier this year, I think around April time, down in Phuket.
Okay.
For a competition with university. So came over to do a business case competition, which was hosted by Chulalongkorn. They hosted us down in Phuket, but very different experience to XLC.
Yeah.
So,
It was in the south, but now you're in the north.
Yeah.
Amongst
We're
the
in the north.
mountains, it's much better. I
Where
think.
else in the future?
Where else would I want to go in Thailand? I'm not sure. Maybe see Bangkok, the city itself, a bit. But other than that, I don't know. Hard to beat the north, hard to beat the mountains, I think. So,
Wow.
But I'm open to suggestions if you
Yeah.
guys, if you
Yes.
have any. Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Okay. So today is this your first time doing podcast or something on?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay. But you look like a pro.
A professional.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you have been in Thailand for how many months already?
This is week number 4.
Week number 4.
Wow.
Almost
So it's
1
been
month.
Almost 1 month.
Yeah.
So after 4 weeks in Thailand, do you find anything special?
I think
What caught your attention so far?
I think Thailand more broadly, it's just how friendly the people are. I think that's, they call it the land of smiles and you hear that and you think, oh yeah, sure. But when you're actually here and you interact with all the people and, they're so welcoming, they're so friendly and it's such a community. I think that's really what struck me so far. As well as, just how good everyone is at music as well. That was another thing that I wasn't maybe expecting, but yeah.
Do you also play music?
I do, yeah.
Wow.
So I sing, play guitar, play a few Irish instruments as well, but
Yeah.
those two.
I think our audience want to hear some music from you.
By the end of the episode.
Maybe next episode.
in the
Next-
bloopers reel.
Maybe we
perhaps.
can do a B-side.
Yeah. Okay. And you talked about all the positive things about Thailand, right? Are there anything weird or anything strange
Culture
to you,
shock.
culture shocks?
Oh, I'd say there was only maybe one culture shock. The first night for the dinner, I dug into the soup and there was chicken's feet there. Never in my life have I had chicken's
feet?
Never
Chicken
before. So this was a first for me.
But did you tried it?
I did, and it was lovely. So I think
Wow.
the Australians are missing out for sure.
Oh.
And then other than that, maybe the Changsen night markets, eating the silkworms.
The silkworms
The silkworm,
and the
yeah.
crickets.
And the
I tried the crickets last Saturday because I've been just trying the silkworms. And then my friends was like, oh, we bought this one. The crickets, there are 2, right? The smaller one and then the bigger ones. My friend bought the smaller ones. And then I was there with another student. And then the student was like, try the bigger ones. It's more crispy. And then I did. I bought the bigger ones and then I ate it. And I was just like, oh my goodness, that was good.
Good.
But still, silkworm is my favorite.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know the secret about chicken feet?
What's the secret?
It has, I don't know, I don't know if I'm correct, but it has collagen, right?
Your skin?
It make you look young.
Oh, maybe I should eat some more then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you should,
while
you
you're
should.
here.
Yeah.
And I was on TikTok. I don't know if you guys, both of you are not from Thailand, right?
Yeah.
And I was on TikTok earlier, and then I found this short video. They are talking about Thai people's nickname, and they say that Thai people have the weirdest nicknames. Do you think so?
I definitely would have to agree with that.
I would have to
reading
agree
through my
too.
class lists
Yeah,
and seeing
for the
some of
first
the
time.
names, it was just such a shock. But, I think the naming system in Thailand is very different because they all have family name, but they never use that in front of their classmates. It's always just the nicknames.
Yeah.
And sometimes the nickname doesn't even come from their names. So it was like a completely different
Completely.
name.
I think we just like the sound of the
I think
nicknames.
it's interesting to dig on that of how did you or why did you choose that
Are there
nickname?
any nicknames that make you feel like it's strange?
There are a few like Earth. I've seen Rat, Cat, Oil. A few of them have been. Have
What
stuck
about
out.
Poo?
Yeah.
We have one letter, two letters, like T.
T. Yeah. Yeah, but this is
This
Thai
is
culture.
This is
I'm
Thailand.
used to it now. I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
It's quite good. Actually.
Okay, so in today's episode, I invited Sean here because he's new to our community. Not
New.
very new, but it's 4 years. Oh no, sorry, 4 months.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Sorry. 4 weeks. 4 weeks, and then you have been teaching English, right?
I have, yeah.
Were you trained to be a teacher before?
Not quite. I do have some experience. So at school, we used to do some teaching through army cadets. We teach survival skills and stuff to our younger classmates, and then other than that, I've also done some tutoring. Outside of school, once I graduated from high school, just teaching economics and maths but not so much English teaching. That was quite new to me. But,
So would you say this is your first time of speaking in front of a classroom, teaching English to 30 students?
Yeah, teaching English for the first time for sure. Yeah. So took a while to get used to, but now I think it's good. It's good.
But were you informed beforehand, before you came to Thailand, that you have to teach English?
I was, yeah. So I actually, before I came, I talked to a few of the other volunteers that have been here in the past that also came with the Cardenair network. So Billy and Raf and Sophie and Michelle and those ones. I knew sort of what to expect, and they gave me some hot tips to sort of get me ready for it. So
About teaching? Or about
teaching,
life?
XLC.
Were you still surprised even though you got a heads up?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think what was surprising for me was that the classes that aren't just pronunciation, reading, listening, conversation, those I expected. But then things like Thai studies, human civilization, financial management, accounting, fundamentals, that was the shock for me.
Yeah.
Thai studies.
Thai studies.
Compare the first time you taught our students and now after 4
After
weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Are there any is there any improvement in you as a teacher and also in our students as your students?
Yeah, a few things from my end. Definitely speaking a lot slower in the class, so now I can actually see that they can understand me, which is nice. And then I know their names now, which is always helpful. And then, just using more visual stuff and going through more of vocab and pronunciation with the content instead of just, blasting them with full speed English. And then from their side, I'd say, they're definitely, probably more friendly, more welcoming now that we've gotten to know each other, and they're well behaved. So
What was your first day in class like?
first day in class, came in, had the morning prayer at 7:55, got introduced to everyone, and then straight into Thai studies. Father Vinay handed me the book, and he said, "We're doing this one today. Just read through it with them and have fun." And so that was that. So thrown in the deep end for sure, but it was no better way to learn how to do it. So
Learning by doing. And it was like Thai studies. It wasn't like listening or speaking or reading. It was like Thai studies, and it was 2 hours.
yeah. So good fun.
Good first day.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Sean, you also mentioned about Cardiner project. Would you mind explaining to us what was it?
Yeah, so the Cardiner Project is a organization in Australia, and they are run by the Jesuits or assisted by the Jesuits, and they've got a few different programs that they run, but it's all focused around faith in action, Ignatian spirituality, being of service to others. So there's 3 sort of segments that they operate in. So the first one is the one I'm part of. So it's called Two Wolves Abroad. So we go overseas volunteering for, normally it's 6 months to a year. And you teach English in, I think, Thailand, Nepal, Micronesia. There's a load of different countries that they're in. Teaching English, living in the community, and all that. Then there's Two Wolves Domestic. So they also do volunteering in Indigenous communities in Australia, out in the rural areas, also teaching English, but also more just like general primary school stuff. And then there's also Bellarmine House, which is just a communal house in Sydney City for just young people that are sort of going through discernment and trying to find out their vocation and, all that. So that's what Cardiner is. It's pretty good program. I've enjoyed it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it seems like there are so many options for you to choose, right? But did you choose to come to XLC by yourself, or like the
How was the
Cardiner?
process?
Yeah, so you sign up just as a volunteer, so they can put you anywhere. Originally, I was going to go to Nepal for 3 months out in the Himalayas, but then I got commissioned for Thailand. Still didn't know where in Thailand, because we've got a few different placements in Hoi Tong, Ding Khao, down near Chiang Mai, and then we've also got XLC, and somehow just landed that I got commissioned to go here, and couldn't be happier. So
The stars are aligned for you to be here.
Yeah, but I noticed one thing though. Even though you are from Australia, right? I have talked to many Australians, and from your accent, it's not so thick. Do you try to adjust your accent for our students, for Thai people, or it's just your natural accent?
No, this is my natural accent. And I think part of that is that my 2 parents are from Ireland, still have a very thick Irish accent. So all at home, I'm sort of obviously speaking with my Australian friends. They're very thick Aussie accents. And then I come home and I'm hearing Irish accent. So I think I'm somewhere in the middle there. So definitely not as thick as if you met the students from Melbourne that were in this week, you'd hear they definitely have that thick Aussie accent. That I was, I guess, lucky enough not to be plagued with.
So you are a perfect balance between Irish and Australia.
No one's perfect, but yeah.
But you can switch, right? If you have if you talk to your Australian friends, you can switch to Australian accent.
I'm sure I could. Yeah.
Okay, can you do Irish accent?
Yeah. Okay.
Not too good at accents, unfortunately.
Okay, I would like to maybe talk with you more about life in XLC, life in XLC. Maybe if you are not a professional English teacher, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Do you think if you have to advise the future volunteers who want to come and work at XLC, teaching English at XLC, what are the things that you want to like advise them like to prepare?
Ooh, to prepare, I'd say get familiar with like how to make lesson plans, understand like what students find engaging. So like always having an activity in the lesson, like I guess preparing lessons that are more interactive, and understanding how to do that at a like university level is probably something I would advise them to do. And then, just being ready to teach whatever, like not just your basic English conversation and pronunciation, like just be ready to say yes and pick up whatever is put in front of you and really just have a go at it. And then other than that, I'd say, prepare for your teaching to extend beyond the classroom. And I think that's something that is like really good about XLC, or at least has been like one of my favorite parts of XLC is just sitting down with the students at dinner or after dinner or just during the day, going on field trips with them and just like talking, just having that proper like genuine conversation outside the classroom, more casual, just building that up for them. And you learn a lot from them. I think they learn a lot from that conversation as well.
But I don't know if you notice how we study English, how we learn English. Do you see like the how could I say, like the things that we have to improve? Because we used to talk about this before, like in Thailand we focus mainly on grammar, we on the structure, vocabulary, but not really how to speak. So our students are very good at grammar, but when it comes to speaking, they still
struggle. In that field.
Yeah. Do you see that?
Not so much actually. They're generally they're pretty good at speaking, like conversational wise. A lot of them are very good, or at least a lot better than I would have thought. But of course, there's always room for improvement, and but the students should be commended on just how good their English conversation is, and I think also they should be commended on how eager they are, how keen they are to like practice that and to make it better. I think that's the most impressive thing. But of course, there's always room for improvement. If I would like to ask you to maybe give some suggestion, like in our classrooms, you think we should add more activities for them to speak?
What should we add into like
what we are doing? It's okay. Like we study a lot from textbooks right now. So
I think one thing that I've started to really introduce to my lessons is like getting them to present in front of the class, like getting up, speaking in front of everyone. Because it not only tests their pronunciation and their ability to just speak their thoughts or even just write that down in English, but it also like it builds that confidence to speak in another language other than your first language. And I think that's, if they know that they can speak in front of 30 people, then they'll be confident enough to speak one-on-one with someone as well. So I think, maybe integrating more presentation style activities, and just encouraging them all to really get involved in those and have a full effort, full crack at each of the activities.
Wow.
That's probably what I'd
I'm
say.
curious, John. So you, what is it? Your background is not from education.
That's right.
But here everyone's calling you teacher. How do you feel about that?
I was definitely took some getting used to, hearing teacher all the time. I didn't think that they were talking to me, but it turns out they were, because I'm just used to being called Sean or other names, but it took some time to get used to, but it's nice. I think it shows how respectful they are and just how much they do, even though I'm only just turned 20, as you say, don't exactly have a background in education, like they still respect me and they still like will view me as like qualified enough to teach them. So I think it's nice. I do like it.
Does it trigger something in you like, oh, I'm going to be a teacher when I come back to Australia?
I think yes, like this, not only that, but like the whole experience has like really, I think, planted that seed for me, because beforehand I was pretty dead set, like just going to like business, economics or something. Hadn't really considered many other paths, but now being at XLC, I think that seed has been planted and definitely nourished. So yeah, could be an avenue to.
Maybe you'll
follow.
give that path a chance.
I definitely will.
Yeah. But I'm also curious, like when you said like when students here keep calling you like teacher, is it like the interaction of students and teachers the same in Australia, or it's like different?
I think for me it's different. Maybe for you guys it's similar, but I think for me it's seeing as that I'm either their age or they're older than me, then it's a little bit different. I think it's probably more friendly than what we'd have in Australia. But I think that's also just because you're spending 24 hours a day with them. You know, it's in Australia, it's very much go into the class, go out of the class, and you never see your teacher. But here, you go into the class, come out of the class, eat lunch with them, play sports with them, have dinner with them, go to mass with them. And so it's so much more than just a classroom-based role.
Yeah.
So yeah, very different to Australia, and in my opinion, a lot better than the Australian system.
Yeah, sometimes in class you just say, okay, see you next week. And then here it's just like, see you around. And like, teacher, let's have lunch.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. And then you said earlier that you went out with our students for their field trips.
That's right.
Where did you guys go?
Oh, I've done a few of them. So with the XIP students, we've done like Doi Tung and a few other places along the way. And then with freshmen last week, we did like to Sing Park and to another village up in the mountains and to coffee plantations. And we also had a mukrata dinner.
Mugata.
And then this week with the Australians and the freshmen went to Palmy village as well. So getting around, definitely getting to see the sights. It's really good.
You dropped some terms. I think our audience might be confused. Like we have XIP, XLC, right? Do you want to explain those terms a little bit?
XLC stands for our community. It's Xavier Learning Community. XIP, if I'm not mistaken, it's Xavier Immersion Program. I hope I got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are like the students in XIP or Xavier Immersion programs are those who want to become religious priests and sisters in the future.
Yeah, I think, preparing for their philosophy and just getting 1 year of English study at XLC to prepare them for that.
Our community is so diverse.
And then you've also got the candidates here as well. There's so much going on here. It's really good.
Yeah. It's really good. One of the most interesting, this is out of topic, but I saw the XIP schedule and one of their subjects is pastoral psychology, which I was like, psychology itself is like interesting. And then like now it's pastoral psychology. And then like I know who teach that, and then I asked like, wow, that is an interesting subject. And then the teacher was like, do you want to teach that next year?
I reckon you'd be great at that.
Yeah. And also I think in this community we also try to offer the students and also staff like not just education and not just like classes, but also there are some activities related to our cultures and also international cultures. You have, I think you have experience.
Sean arrived just in time for our cultural night.
I did. Yeah. Well, it was my first week was full of culture. Arrived my first night. I had the Loi Krathong festival. Went to Chiang Saen, saw the lanterns and the fireworks, and then all that week doing dance practice and building stalls for Friday night's big event, which was the cultural night. So got to see a lot of culture straight off the bat.
Sean was in my group, so it was Sean, me, and then Tim from the Philippines, and then Colin and Mr. Connors from the States, and then Yuka and Rachel also from Indonesia, and then we were doing Indonesian dance, and then someone like jokingly said, "Are you trying to colonize like everyone using Indonesian dances?" And just like, I don't know, maybe
Indonesian dance, Indonesian food,
Indonesian food.
Yeah, it was great.
Do you think that it's good as like part of education, like part of teaching our students to be open to different cultures?
I think especially in Thailand and in the north of Thailand especially, because you've got like all the blend, especially with the hill tribes, like the Akka, the Karen, the Hmon, all these different ones, that it's so important to have an understanding that there are people that grow up with different cultures, traditions, languages, food, dress, like it's so varied. Whereas I think at least from an outsider looking in, or just a Australian perspective, like you just think Thailand, you think Thai people. Like there's only like one type.
But
and
there's
coming
like
here-
so many layers into it.
Yeah.
And it also like tolerance and everything. It's just like you're living with so many different people who grew up with so many different cultures. And then I think that's what education really is, of like we are understanding that the world is bigger than a classroom.
Yeah. They do a really good job of that here at XLC, and like
Yeah.
fostering that tradition, getting all the students to like express themselves and their culture. Yeah. It's really good.
Okay, so this is my last question before we end this episode. No, what is your plan after XLC?
After XLC, so I'll be heading out on the 18th. That's my last day of classes, 18th of January. Landing back in Sydney on the 20th. And then I've got an internship starting for university internship starting on the 22nd. So straight back into university, studying for my final year. And then I will be finished university in November, and then free to hopefully come back to XLC perhaps.
Yeah, of
But-
course.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, hopefully you will see
We will
great
see each
changes,
other again.
good improvement. Yeah. Okay. Before we end our episode, maybe I would like to would like you to give some messages to people listening to this podcast. Mainly, there will be our students. And also some of the people who are trying to learn English probably. So do you have any messages for them to keep learning English?
To keep learning English, I would say just find your passion, like find the part of English that you really enjoy, whether that's like just basic conversation or using English I know here they've got like healthcare or tourism, like find how you want to use English, where you want to use English, and really be focused on that. And then be confident, like be open to talking to people. If you see like your English teachers, just converse with them, because I think that repetition, that practice is just so important. So yeah.
Okay.
Wow, what good advice.
You sound like a great teacher.
soon to be educator.
Yes.
Okay, so today, thank you so much,
Thank you so
Vina.
much.
Thank you so much, Sean. And also thank you so much
For our audience
Yeah.
today. Maybe someday you'll see them too.
Yeah, okay. We will take turn to be
We will take
host
turns,
and
yeah.
to be
the operator behind the
guest.
scene.
So today, thank you so much for listening, and we hope that we will see more content from XLC's channel. So thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.
This is the Xavier's Voice.
This is the Xavier's Voice.
This is the Xavier's Voice.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe at Xavier Voice. This is brought to you by Xavier Learning Community.